What's up guys, it's Missy. I'm back with another SimCity Buildit video. Today I'm going to be talking about what type of player are you? Helping you guys figure out what type of player you want to be, what type of city you want to have, and how to go about getting there as basically as productive and as easy as possible, really. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and say what I gotta say and then we'll jump into it. So for those of you guys who have not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've recently hit 1,600 subscribers, which is awesome. So yeah, any more people that would like to add to that number, just hit the like and subscribe button and let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what type of player, what type of city? All right. What's important to you about the game and why do you play it? That's the very first thing. For example, when you first downloaded the game, you downloaded a city building game. So obviously, to some extent, designing a city is of some interest to you, right? So when you first downloaded the game, and a lot of you guys probably downloaded the game kind of based on the previous SimCities, is my guess. I noticed a lot of the players and people on the channel are, you know, late 20s to early 30s is the majority of people who play this game. That being said, most of you guys are probably 90s babies and honestly are pretty used to the older SimCities. Like I used to play the one on the PC, SimCity 2000, and it's nothing like this at all. Okay, it's nothing like any of the previous ones. So for those of you who maybe haven't even started playing yet and are just kind of looking into it, it's a great game. It's got its quirks, but it's a great game. I give them that. There's obviously something very addicting about it for people like myself to be playing for 6 years straight. So that being said, is it addicting? Yes, absolutely it is. And I think the main reason for it being so addicting is because, one, there is a social aspect to the game in which people conversate, they make friends, and, you know, just having those people that you talk with each day is part of what makes it addicting. Another thing that makes it addicting is it's a very chill, repetitive process. So, for instance, you know, a lot of games, they require a certain level of concentration, right? So, like when you're playing a gun game, you got to be like all there for it, mentally alert. With this game, you can do either or. You know, you can be really, really there and with it and, you know, trading with your group members and conversating and all about it. Or you can just kind of play casually when you sleep, like me. But more importantly, you need to figure out what your city goals are. What reason do you play the game for? What do you find enjoyment out of it? You know, some people, they get enjoyment simply out of hunting items. That's all they care about. You know, they max out their storage and their dozer, and then they go start a new city and they start unlocking more storage and dozer. It's like that's all they know how to do. They don't know anything else. That is because the game is turned into that. Because when you make mistakes with this game, you end up spending years trying to correct those mistakes. And one of those mistakes is hunting down rares. It's about 6,000 pieces of storage that you have to obtain in order to go from base to max. And that does not include the regional facilities that you buy. So there's a lot of damn items that you got to hunt. And when you go up too high in level, you know, you're going to have your issues finding those. So what I think happens with players is they start off down one path and, you know, they want to build a cool city, have cool buildings, play the contest, play war. They just kind of dabble in everything, and then they kind of slowly get to a point where they get stuck in a rut and they kind of just continuously wake up each day, open up the game, and they just continue running in place, right? And every single day that goes by, nothing's getting accomplished. Nothing substantial is getting accomplished. What I'm trying to do with the SimCity Buildit community is get people to say, hey, I need to stop running in place and do something with this damn city. What am I doing with it? Do I care about the population? Do I want a high pop number? Is that important to me? Do I say, no, I don't care about population because it doesn't do anything to benefit me really, aside from unlocking a few features in the game and bringing my taxes up a minuscule amount. So no, I'm not going to make my city about that. I'm going to make my city something beautiful to be proud of all my time, right? And start moving stuff around and making a masterpiece, right? Or do I say, nah, I don't really care about the building. I don't really care about the population. I just want to play war, right? Yeah, whatever the case is, figure out what type of city it is that you want. And then figure out how you're going to get there, okay? So that's step one, is figuring out what type of player you are and what your city goals are. You have to have goals. If you don't have goals, you're just going to be running in place. Now, once you figure out what type of player you are, and, you know, sometimes you got to kind of dabble with the game a little bit before you figure that out. But a lot of people that play the Missy's Building Guide play the Missy's Building Guide because it's the most efficient for any player, whether it be population, war, the contest, any of it. And the reason that is because I narrowed in on every aspect of the game and said, how can I do the best possible at this part of the game? And then moved on to the next and the next, and then figure out a way to make every one of those things happen all at once, right? Now, that being said, a good majority of the Missy's Building Guide consists of being an active Contest of Mayors member, and when I say that, I mean playing competitively. Now, for those of you who don't really know what that entails a lot of work. In order for you to play the Contest of Mayors competitively, you have to devote quite a bit of your time and energy not only into learning the technique, but into just doing the assignments in themselves. Clearing 75 tasks a week is not easy to do. You know, it definitely takes a lot of time and energy to do that, to learn the techniques, to get everything done, to do your Contest of Mayors prep, and then you get like one day off, which isn't really a day off because you spend it prepping for the following week. You kind of get into this habit, right? And the habit, it kind of blinds you in a sense where you don't really get anything else done. So the point I'm getting at here is don't just stick to one thing, but always do something that is productive, if that makes sense. So, for instance, when you're doing the Missy's Building Guide, you guys are doing exceptionally well. They level up to 24, they speed level to 24, they save their beach and their mountain unlocks for Mega, they get to Mega, they save their epics, their war card unlocks, and all that good stuff to utilize those for the contest. They stack up all their Mega wins every single week, and then at some point, when they are comfortable enough with, you know, whatever amount of cash and coins and tokens and things that they've acquired during this time, they say, okay, I need to stop playing COM competitively, continue to play it casually for the buildings and the pass, take some time off, and utilize all this hard work. You know, when do you take the time and say, I'm not going to play COM competitively this week, I'm going to focus on designing, or I'm going to focus on, you know, stacking up coins, or whatever the case may be. Now, typically, most players can focus on all that stuff and play COM competitively, you know, give or take. But if you're somebody who is a high level player, you're not gaining anything from the contest, it's basically just putting you in a rut, that has taken away the enjoyment of the game. If you're not enjoying yourself as much as you would be, then don't do it, right? The whole point here is that you're enjoying whatever it is that you're doing. Now, people don't enjoy things when they struggle and suffer, but people also don't enjoy things that aren't a challenge, right? So when you see people complain about, oh, I wish we had a search feature on the global market, that is ridiculous. I can't even begin to explain how absurd that would be, okay? That would take away the entire challenge of the game. And the game, the whole challenge, if you really dissect what the game is about, you would realize that allowing you to hold unlimited items or allowing you to search for items that you need would destroy every bit of challenge the game has. Okay? What keeps you from being able to do epic projects quickly is not having all the items that are required. If you had an unlimited storage, you would have all that stuff. Epics wouldn't be beneficial, right? Or they wouldn't be hard, is what I'm saying. Because you would always have everything you needed and you'd be able to just get them done rapidly. The need for epics would be much less because you would always be able to hold any item you needed, so what reason would you have to speed anything up other than to speed something up for a production task? Which, you know, if you really look at what the game is about, it's all about the items, how well you manage them, spend them, make them, you know, what you're making, what you're selling, and what you're using. It all comes down to the items. And being able to hold as many items as possible makes the game that much easier, right? The problem is a lot of people, they don't really understand what it is that they want with a game like this. And with a game like this, it's not just simply, okay, you're on level 1, now you're on level 2, now you're on level 3, you've cleared level 3, now you won the game, congratulations. It's not like that, right? It's like you could be level 24 and have accomplished more than somebody who's level 99. Really, you could have. Most of the people on the Missy's Building Guide already have 1,000 times better cities than 90% of the players out there. Truthfully, they're already all maxed out. They've got everything done. They've got little to no money invested. And more importantly, they're actually enjoying playing. Now, does this mean, oh, you know, the game developers aren't going to make money? No, it just means that they need to make money other ways. You know, if you want to make money, if I was going to try to make money with this game, you know, looking at what people purchase and what they don't and all this, it appears as though the developers are trying to make what you're paying for pretty much nothing. You know, if you look at all of the look at how much money you've spent on the game. If you actually go into your, you know, Google history or your Apple history, and you click on your payment history and you go through your transactions and you add up every dime you've spent on this game, and trust me, a lot of you are going to be pretty pissed off when you see how much you've spent. If you add up all the money that you spent on this game and then look at what you have to show for, you see what I'm saying? Like, there's not that much to show for. And the fact that you can get most, if not all, of that without spending hardly anything, just by simply playing intelligently or following somebody who, you know, has made the mistakes, knows better, and is teaching you, you can save a lot of money. Does that mean, oh, it's just going to be so horrible for them, they're just going to stop making money on the game? No. No, not at all. If anything, they should give us better content that we actually are wanting to pay for. In my opinion, if you're going to ask $4.99 for a mayor's pass from everybody, pretty much almost everybody buys the damn thing. Then on top of it, ask for money elsewhere. Why are we not getting better content? Why are we still getting buildings that are circulating for 6 years? Every freaking year we get the same buildings for Christmas and Valentine's Day and all that, you know? They need to find things to keep the players more intrigued, right? What excites new players? What, or any players for that matter? What excites you when you open up your game? New stuff, right? Anytime you get an email, anytime you see new buildings, it's exciting. You're like, hey, what's this? Finally, something new to look at, you know? That's the whole thing, is the buildings, the trees, the bridges, the animals, all that stuff. Having a variety of stuff to pick from would make it all that much better. Instead, what they do is they seem to just keep making it more tedious and annoying for the contest. You know, and if you are going to focus everything in the game around the contest, at least even the playing field, right? You know, don't make it to where there's necessarily 100 people per comm. Maybe do 50. Or maybe make it to where you actually cycle people a little bit better. Don't just put the same people in with each other every freaking week. Because then when you get stuck against somebody who's a hacker, you're screwed. You know, there's lots of changes that they should make to the game, to be honest with you, that would make it so much better. But ultimately, for you, as the player, for what you have now, you need to decide what your ultimate goal is going to be. What is going to keep you intrigued with the game? Is it going to, what are you going to do when all your storage is maxed out and everything's all done? If you're not getting enjoyment out of actually playing and designing, then you're just going to be bored, right? The moment that you don't have storage to unlock, then what? You're just done? That's why they need to give us other things to do. Maybe like side games, because a couple years back they used to do these like board game things where you would have to make items and then you know, you would get like, let's say, ice cream bars or something, and then you would use those ice cream bars to buy spins on this game board and win buildings and storage and prizes, and that was fun, you know. That's one thing they could do. The next thing that they could do is start putting out different styles of homes and epic projects. That would be a huge benefit. You know how many people would love new epic projects to look at, especially shorter ones? And I know we're way overdue for some new bridges, some new landmark structures and gambling. Honestly, they really just need to increase the content. They need to get some halfway decent designers in there and make it a little bit better, especially if they're going to be adding in all these extra shops with items that are seasonal and just, you know, come on. And then this whole new thing with the whole streaks. I don't know what the hell they were thinking there, but that, honestly, the best tip that I have for you guys with that is do them at the end of the contest. Always do them at the end, because if you wait, or if you don't wait, and you do them early, you will not get good tasks. Okay, so this week I tried it out, and I'm not in Mega, but I'm in one of the lower leagues. And I made sure to make, you know, to get the streaks done early. And I did not get one task over 2,000 points, and this is on a double points week, so 1,000 points for basically the duration of the contest. Now, that's shit. Okay, and I've heard so many people say this as well. The game is trying to level you out, and it's just simply not giving you high value tasks anymore, because you got all those extra bonus points from the streak, so the game says, oh, better, you know, cut her down. Whereas if you would have waited till the second half, you know, you would have been able to bank in, get all those extra points, wait till the end, and then do those streaks, and then you'd be able to get a decent score. And that's basically the advice that I've given you guys in all the other videos. just wanted to throw that out there again that I tested it this week, and yes, it still sucks. Okay, so set your goals. All right, you know, do you want to be a designer? Do you want to play war? Do you want a little bit of everything? Do you just enjoy waking up and filling up your shops? You know, whatever the case is, just make sure that you have goals, because if you don't have goals, you're just going to be running in place. And you don't want to be somebody who has been playing a game for 6 years and haven't accomplished anything. You know, spent a fortune, accomplished nothing, got nowhere, and that would suck. So do the best that you can to still enjoy the game, but there is some level of commitment and work that has to be put in if you want to be extremely successful. You know, it's kind of, you get what you give. You know, if you give a lot and you do well, you can basically play without having to pay. If you don't do everything just right, then you're going to be paying to play. Really, that's what it comes down to. And, you know, the game developers, I will say this, they developed it just right to where by the time you realize what you're supposed to do, you're already too far into it to even care to restart. And a lot of people don't even realize what they were supposed to do. You know, they never make the connect, I guess. But anyways, for those of you guys who are wanting to play strategically and do well, just narrow in on the aspects of your gameplay that you feel are lacking, and watch whatever video matches the topic that I have, and trust me, you won't struggle no more. So if you are somebody who struggles for coin, then watch my videos about making money. You know, there's no reason why you should be broke, none whatsoever. If you are in need of help because you can't win the contest, then you need to reassess your city, see if it's even worthy of you trying to play, and then if it is, start picking up the Contest of Mayors tests and doing exactly what I say in the videos, and you'll do well. Okay? So good luck to you guys. Try the best you can to set your city goals. Make sure that you have a, you know, good idea of what it is that you kind of want from the game itself, you know. And honestly, a lot of it too is getting a good club. If you're in a bad club, a lot of things are going to be much more, you know, difficult to achieve. It's certainly a lot easier to be successful at the Contest of Mayors and, you know, getting things accomplished when you have a good group that, you know, hits legendary every week, that can understand a basic trade, and you can benefit that way. So, you know, get in with a good group, get your goals set, do your research, and you'll be good to go. All right, you guys, good luck.